New details have emerged in the ongoing lawsuit of Blue Origin against NASA, and NASA is now firing back and bashing Blue Origin. But not only NASA is bashing Blue Origin, because also many ex-employees are bashing the company for a toxic working culture. Also, the same ex-employees raised safety concerns at Blue Origin, and now even the FAA is starting to investigate Team Blue. Oh, this doesn't look good for Blue Origin. So let's get into these stories and let's see what consequences this might have for Jeff Hu's space suing company. Oh man, poor Jeffrey Hu. Even I am slowly starting to feel sorry for this guy. You know, on this channel here, we have a tradition of bashing Blue Origin already since, I would say, 2 years now, and back then we got a lot of hate for that. You are so biased, you stupid Elon and SpaceX fanboys, you unfairly disfavor Blue Origin, and so on and so forth. But it's quite hilarious that now, 2 years later, it turns out that we were actually quite right to bash Jeff Bezos' company. Because as it turned out, it's not really a space company, but a suing company with the goal of hindering progress at NASA and at SpaceX. So new details have emerged now from the ongoing lawsuit against NASA at the Court of Federal Claims. And as you can guess, NASA is not amused by Blue Origin's permanent attempts to stall work on the human moon lander. First with the Government Accountability Office, where they also lost, causing a delay of work on the SpaceX Artemis moon lander Starship by about 2 months, and now causing another delay by probably again 2 months. NASA now backfired at Blue Origin, telling them that they had gambled in the HLS competition and had lost. Now what exactly does that mean, gamble? So that basically means that Blue Origin got too greedy and thought that NASA would get more funding from Congress and that their quite high bid of $5.9 billion for the National Team Moonlander would go through. Probably because in an earlier round, Blue Origin got the most money out of the 3 contesters, SpaceX, Dynetics and the national team, of which Blue Origin is part. Or in the exact words of NASA's attorneys, Blue Origin, quote, made an assumption about the agency's HLS budget, built its proposal with this figure in mind, and also separately made a calculated bet that if NASA could not afford Blue Origin's initially proposed price, the agency would select Blue Origin for award and engage in post-selection negotiations to allow Blue Origin to lower its price. All of these assumptions were incorrect, end quote. So Blue Origin probably got a bit too cocky after they had received the highest share of funding in a pre-award round in April 2020, where SpaceX got only $135 million, Dynetics got $253 million, and Blue Origin got $579 million. Probably then Blue Origin got a bit too greedy and thought they could ask for $5.9 billion. Well, it turned out to be wrong, and that's why NASA is now saying that they gambled and that they lost. Oh man, Blue Origin, what are you doing? Even NASA is now annoyed by you. And 2 years ago it was just some weird YouTubers that were bashing you, and now almost everyone, except die-hard fanatic Team Blue fans, are bashing you. How the mighty have fallen. But hey, if you thought that only NASA is bashing Blue Origin, you are wrong, because apparently everyone is now turning against Team Blue. Oh, and please subscribe to our small channel here, because this would highly motivate us to continue pumping out lots of videos on all spaceflight related topics. Thank you very much in advance. So who else is bashing Jeff Hu's suing company? Well, of course, there's SpaceX themselves. First and foremost, of course, Elon Musk. He again recently reiterated in an interview that Jeff should put more of his energy in reaching Earth orbit than in pursuing lawsuits. Then we also had the situation that many lead engineers left Blue Origin, and of all companies they preferred SpaceX the most as a new employer. Thus we saw an exodus of lead engineers from Blue Origin to SpaceX. Ouch. And now many ex-employees came forth and basically bashed Blue Origin for multiple things. In an open letter, link in the description, a group of 21 former and get this current employees of Blue Origin wrote that the company culture at Blue Origin is toxic and that Blue Origin is basically just one big Bezos ego trip. Well, we already knew that Bezos has a big ego, but it is built on shaky ground as we can see, else he wouldn't be such a sore loser. So in this open letter, they complain about a dehumanizing work culture where especially female employees are suffering. According to the letter, many of Blue Origin's senior leaders have been, quote, consistently inappropriate with women, end quote. One senior executive was allegedly reported to Human Resources multiple times for sexual harassment. There are multiple other examples of this nature in the letter. Sexism abound. The hypocrisy of modern times. Oh yeah, virtue signaling. Oh yeah, gender equality. Oh yeah, women's rights. And then strangely often the very companies that virtue signal the loudest are the ones that are the most hypocritical. But the letter didn't stop there. They also said that it is very unwise to criticize anything the management does, especially Jeff Hu, as in the words of the ex-employees themselves, the company is one big ego trip and criticism is unwanted. Also, employees are pushed to their limits, overhours are standard, and many are already complaining from mental health issues because of overwork. But many dare not speak out in fear of losing their jobs. That must be some serious mismanagement, because Blue Origin has been making so little progress in the last 10 years that we are seriously wondering what these poor employees were pushed to do all the time. Where did all these overhours flow into? Certainly not into New Glenn, that's for sure, else we would be seeing more than only CGI animations. The rocket has actually been postponed to late 2022, but in our opinion 2023 earliest. The overhours certainly didn't go into BE-4 engine production as well, since Blue Origin failed to deliver them in time to ULA, who needs these engines to build their next generation rocket, the Falcon Centaur. So the poor employees were forced to push overhours for nothing. Oh wait, no, right, there was Jeff Hu's flight to space a few weeks ago. On that topic, the employees raised some serious allegations about safety at Blue Origin. Namely that more often than not, at Blue Origin there is, quote, a pattern of decision making that often prioritizes execution speed and cost reduction over the appropriate resourcing to ensure quality, end quote. This is just brutal. In the letter we can read on that matter also, quote, in 2020, company leaders demonstrated increasing impatience with New Shepard's schedule of a few flights per year. Their goal, routinely communicated to operations and maintenance staff, was to scale to more than 40. Some of us felt that with the resources and staff available, leadership's race to launch at such a breakneck speed was seriously compromising flight safety, end quote. Okay, so safety concerns were also raised. Blue Origin sure is checking all the boxes here of what not to do. And of course this has consequences now. The FAA actually started to investigate these allegations. The FAA said, quote, that it takes every safety allegation seriously and the agency is reviewing the information, end quote. So it seems that Blue Origin really achieved the impossible. Namely that everybody doesn't like them anymore. SpaceX, of course, first and foremost Elon Musk, that of course is logical. Then now also NASA, then lots of current and ex-employees, and now even the FAA is investigating them. This doesn't bode well for the future of this company. I mean, incredibly, the company was founded almost 2 years before SpaceX in the year 2000. And now look at where SpaceX is and where Blue Origin is. Okay, yes, SpaceX also had and still has problems with the FAA. But Blue Origin now seems to be on a totally different level here. We hope that Jeff Hu will learn his lesson and completely reorganize the company. Maybe one day in the future we can then call Blue Origin a space company again and not a block NASA, block SpaceX suing company. You can do it, Jeff. You can change Blue Origin. Just get over your ego and do it. The world might actually start to like you again. Okay, that's it for today. I'm actually really starting to feel sorry for poor Jeff Hu, believe it or not, so I don't want to continue bashing him for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Jishuan and me wish you a very nice day. All the best from us and on to the future.